with the interweb and such. Yes. So to all of you in Papua New Guinea, thank you for watching.
Now you have another Canadian contingent on your CD. Mr. Brian Adams took your photos.
That's right. Yeah, he took some photos. Taking photos of all things.
I
yes,
know.
he's an excellent photographer.
He is an excellent photographer.
And
the Queen actually had him take her photos.
I know. Yes, that's he's a man of many talents, and people know him, of course, for his music and his great voice. But we met actually in here in Toronto for a children's hospital concert at the Air Canada Center, and
that was a while ago.
It was a while ago.
Yeah,
it was a really fun. It was what? One Night Live. That's right. Yeah. Right. Thank you.
Anything you forget, no worries. Yes. They will remember everything.
What year was I born? I don't know. It is coming up. That's right. Thank you very much.
So Brian Adams,
Wikipedia right from the seat now. It's the technology now.
I know.
So Brian Adams took some photos, and he's a great guy, and we.
Whose idea was it to ask Brian?
That was mine.
Was it?
Because
that meeting.
He took a picture of me for a Hear the World campaign that he did for hearing, and it was one of my favorite photos that I had, and it takes a village to take a picture of me, and it really does. I'm like, handsome hobbit. So I was thrilled with that photograph, and I called him up and wanted him to do it. So yeah, we had a good day.
You are probably single-handedly responsible for a brand new life on an Oscar-winning song.
All over me. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You can brush them off.
Thank you.
Earlier this evening, Graham was out and he was asking some trivia questions, and he asked about the Oscar-winning song on your album that you cover, and nobody knew it. And it's the same as yeah, that's right. Yeah. During the Academy Awards, when Glenn did win, It was like, who the heck? What the heck?
Yeah.
Beautiful
Such
song,
a song,
and you just bring everything to it, and so fresh. Is that going to be the next single, do you think?
Well, we haven't picked the next single yet, but
you really, I think you'll be responsible for a whole new life.
Well, I hope
for that song.
I hope so. I mean, I will always, Glenn's version will always be my favorite, and I think that, that song is so gorgeous. The first moment I heard it at the Oscars, I just thought to myself, I can't wait until it feels like the right time to record the song. I just was one of those things where I just thought this is going to be one of the greatest love songs of all time, and I'm not going to be the first person to cover it. I'm not going to be the last, but I want to be one of them. And so, it was kind of a no-brainer in the studio. We just thought this is just such a great song, and I had introduced once the musical at the Tonys, and they even have a joke about me in the show, and it's just felt like there was a kind of a nice little family environment happening there, and I thought, yeah, let's sing it. It was time.
It's interesting that you say you felt you needed to wait. You knew you needed to wait.
Well, there's all this kind of unwritten protocol with a cover song. You don't want to sing it too soon after the original. You want to kind of give it its moment to breathe and to become a catalog song. You want it to become something that people feel all right bringing back out. And you also want to make sure that you're making the right album for the song. I could have sung it on any number of albums, but this felt like the album to sing it for some reason. I felt like the production was in place. I felt like the musicians we had in the studio were right for the song. And I was in a good headspace to sing it. And I think that that can make all the difference in the world. There are songs that we wrote and found for this record that are great. They're already half recorded and they're fantastic, but they're not right for this record, and they may be for the next record. But yeah, it's an interesting thing when all the puzzle pieces come together, and I'm glad that song was one of them.
Now, Rod Stewart once said when I interviewed him that nobody should ever record, and they know they can't, Maggie May. Is there ever a song that you know that you'd love to, but you just know you can't? It's just too big. Is there a song that comes to mind that you'd like to try?
Anything by Journey, I think. It's pretty much been done. I think that's the version. I would love to sing "Faithfully" to my fans.
That's such a beautiful song.
It's such a beautiful song.
That's probably my favorite.
David. Well, thank you very much. Yeah. David Foster and I would have arguments all the time because David is one of those people that's just like, beautiful song. Let's just sing it. Let's record it. Who cares what the rules are? Let's do it. And I admire that about him very much. But then there were times where I'm thinking, no, it's been done. I don't have anything to add to it. So, and there were plenty of cover songs that we thought were beautiful that we recorded for this album, and I sang them okay, and they were pretty to listen to, but, sometimes stuff is just good to sing, and it's good for your friends, and good to have maybe on stage, and sometimes there's just not a pathos that's worthy of putting it on the record, and so out of 10 songs that you try, 5 make it.
So we're up close and personal with Josh Groban in the CHFI Theater this evening. That's their cue. That's their cue. They know that.
I heard your
they got it.
Your applause and laughter has been well rehearsed. You see? That's awesome.
Right on cue. Man, you're a good audience.
I know a few sitcoms that could use you badly.
Do you know I read somewhere, this is way off topic, that the laugh track you hear on TV shows is recorded in
actually
the 50s?
them.
The 50s. All those people are dead.
Are they?
I knew you'd find
Why does that make the show so much
funny?
funnier to me? Is that morbid? I'm going to watch 2.5 Men going,
Oh, good. I knew you'd appreciate that.
I'm good. Oh, God. Oh, they don't even know they're laughing. They don't even know it's funny because they're dead. Thank you for that tidbit. I like morbid tidbits. My friends know there's nothing that pleases me more than death facts.
So, Rob Cavallo, you're a producer, Green Day, Goo Goo Dolls, very much alive. Kid Rock, and one of my favorite songs in All That Echoes is one of the oldest songs, actually, and it's She Moved Through the Fair.
Ooh,
Gosh,
haunting.
That song is so haunting. Now, many people have recorded that song, including our very own. Do you know Lorena McKinnon?
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh,
She's
good.
Fantastic, yes.
She is. She just lives down the highway in
Does she really?
In Stratford.
No way.
Seriously, you could pop in for tea.
We'll have to stop by on the way home.
She is just an absolute, yes, you could. She is such a delight, and she's recorded that song, and you just bring such an incredible air to it, and Rob produced it so well.
He loved it, and, you know, when we got in there that day to record it, he really kind of, you know, he comes from a very rock and pop background, and he really dove into the traditional aspect of that song, and so, you know, we got the Irish harp, we got the 12-string guitars, we got the uilleann pipe in there, and we just decided to do it, you know, pretty traditionally, but with a modern twist, and that was a really fun day in the studio. We really we had a great time doing it, and my new keyboardist Ruslan in my band claims to play the uilleann pipe, so I'm hoping he'll play with me on it on tour, but we'll see.
It is one of the most ancient sounding instruments on the planet.
It is.
Like, it really gives up an
I'm guessing the inventor
sound.
of the uilleann pipe dead.
I'm thinking.
Dead.
Maybe part of the 50s laugh track.
Yeah, probably part of that laugh track. Yeah. One of the most beautiful sounding instruments I've ever heard in my life. There's something about it that is almost like the human voice. Like it's like crying. It's a
and
very
from
haunting.
a long time ago.
Oh yeah, no,
ancient.
You've lots of visuals when you hear that pipe.
Absolutely. So you said you found that song actually while you were trolling the internet, and anybody who has suffered a broken heart knows you troll the internet and you're looking for the saddest song in the world.
Yes.
Is that what you were doing?
I was actually looking for a great dog on a skateboard video, but I stumbled upon this very beautiful sad song, and I'm so glad I did. I was looking for music. Yeah, sometimes, you know, you can use the internet for lots of horrible things, and you can use it for great things. And sometimes I like to find good live performances. And I was actually looking at a version that Richard Thompson had done of this song, and Sinead O'Connor had done a version of it as well. And just thought, what a gorgeous song, and just kind of emailed it around, said, what do you think of this? And eventually Rob and I listened to it in the studio, and we decided to try it. But yeah, good things can come from trolling the internet.
Absolutely.
Not many, but eventually you'll stumble onto something great.
Now, you said as well that All That Echoes is a little happier album than Illuminations. That was just like, whoa, crazy, sad. We'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay.
Crazy.
Crazy sad.
Yeah.
But All That Echoes, you know, it does have some pretty, you know, sad stuff. For instance, coffee's on the table and I just can't seem to wake up this aching heart of mine. One more day without you and I'll be fine. You know, I'm good for waiting, but waiting's wasted time. Really? That's the song, by the way, is called Happy in My Heartache, and man, that's a sad one.
Thank you. Happy's in the title.
Yes, this is true. You were reaching.
I was reaching.
You were reaching.
Yeah, I gotta find something.
Gotta find something.
Hey, look, the song "Smile" is actually a very, very sad song. I kind of like the songs that are and "Happy in My Heartache" actually kind of has a peppy, almost countrified rhythm to it. I like the songs that are kind of happy in their nature, but very sad lyrically and melancholy. You know, sometimes we go through situations where we learn from them, where we get very comfortable in the discomfort of a relationship. We get comfortable in the things that actually make us, when we think about it, feel kind of bad about ourselves and about the relationship. And so, you know, it's a song about having the strength to move on and move forward, and ultimately, I think that's a happy thing.
Is it
what?
easy?
It's on repeat.
It's on
Thank
repeat.
you, and I hope things go better for you.
Yes, yeah, I was just going to say.
Thank you.
Is it easy singing about your heartache? Is it easy singing about a broken heart?
It's way easier to sing about my heartache than it is to talk to my therapist about my heartache. And I find that music is kind of an outlet for me. I'm not a big journal entry kind of person. I find that like at 1 in the morning, if I'm antsy or kind of ruminating about something, I'll walk to the piano and just kind of get it out that way. But
so it's therapy.
Yeah, and that song
absolutely.
actually, talking about songs that sometimes aren't right for certain albums. I wrote "Happy in My Heartache" for Illuminations, and it just wasn't the right time.
It does fit perfectly. It's a
Yeah.
good order, by the way.
Yeah.
Whoever chose the order
In the new album.
Yes.
Yes. On Illuminations, it would have been the 14th sad song,
Yeah,
and I think
that's right.
that.
And that's enough to send anybody over the edge.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yes, it would have. Yes, it would have. Yes.
So, would you like to kind of do a Taylor Swift impersonation and tell us who it's about?
No.
Okay. I figured that was going to be the answer, but I had to ask.
Yeah. No.
That's okay.
But we aren't together anymore.
Okay. But you've moved on.
It would be really awkward if we were still together.
Yeah.
I'm still happy in my heartache. Just hanging in there. Yeah. Well, it's comfortable. What are you going to do? Shakooks will.
We're up close and personal with Josh Groban from the CHFI Theater and around the world at CHFI.com.